welcome you all. My name is Daniela Carrillo. I am the Assistant Director of Admission here at St. Edward's University. In addition, I also work very closely with the theater department to put together our Scholarship Audition Weekend every year. So I will let the faculty get their own introductions in, but just to give you a brief idea of how this format is going to look like, we'll have a presentation, and then at the very end, we'll have time for questions and answers. At the bottom of your screen, you should be able to see a Q&A box that you can click and type in your questions. There is an anonymous function if you would like to use that. If you want to show your name, you are more than welcome to. But I will let our faculty go ahead and introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Kathryn Eader, and I am the chair and the associate professor in design for the department.
Hi, I am Sheila Gordon. I'm the head of the BFA acting program, and I teach acting and voice.
Hi guys, happy Friday. My name is Michelle Polgar, and I'm managing director for the Mary Moody Northen Theater, and I'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes.
Okay, I'm going to start with a quick overview of our program, and we're going to start with, I just want to tell you our mission statement because that informs all that we do here. So just in case you can't read the slide, we strive to empower theater students through training, practice, and mentorship to discover their vocation and to enrich their community. Through a liberal arts education, we provide students a well-rounded foundation and practical experience that values all facets of the performing arts. So we offer 2 degrees here in our program. One is the Bachelor of Arts, and that houses 3 specializations. One is the design technology, and that's where you'll find scenery, lighting, costume, hair, and makeup. Maybe projection design, who knows? Then we have the management design, or the management track, which is stage and theater management. And then we have the theater general studies, which is where you'll find our content creators. That's where you'll find playwrights, directors, dramaturgs, and we'll have more on that. And then finally, we have our Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting, which is probably why many of you who are tuned in right now are here. It is our program that is unique in the undergraduate training program because we provide students with a professional theater model training lab to learn their craft. So basically, we are the only undergraduate program currently that has its fully produced season with an URTA and equity contract. I'm going to let Michelle Polgar explain that to you much more what that means, but what it truly means is that you're working alongside professionals in your training. And that model is not so uncommon in graduate school programs, but it is uncommon in undergraduates. And it is something that our students have appreciated. And we're going to let one of our former recent alumni tell you a little bit about it. And Elliot, we're not getting any sound.
Sorry about that, folks. We'll get that brought it back up.
Hi, my name is Nicole Davis, and I'm from the class of 2020. I love St. Edward's because of the mentorship and because of the equity program, but those 2 hand in hand lead to me building a future that I don't think I would have been able to have outside of this school. I didn't come from a background that knew that much about theater, just me watching a bunch of Broadway clips online and having just a dream of maybe making something like that happen for myself. And because of some wonderful people at that department, I'm making a lot more happen.
Hi guys. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Mary Moody Northen Theater and our equity program and sort of how all that works. Mary Moody Northen Theater is our sort of professional producing arm, an extension of the Department of Performing Arts. And it's where students take what they learn in the classroom and apply it in a professional theater model. So it gives the students a chance to apply those skills. And as we take a story from page to stage, we produce a full season on sale to the public. And it's reviewed by the press, so you get press clippings and cool things like that. And there are professional mentorship opportunities, including not only acting and stage management, but also design and technology and audience services and administration. So Mary Moody Northen Theater operates in association with Actors Equity Association under what's called a university Resident Theater Association Agreement, or URTA. You may have heard that. And you may also have heard of like URTA graduate auditions. There are a number of programs, as Kathryn said earlier, that at the graduate level that provide that opportunity. MMNT and St. Edward's University Department of Performing Arts is the only one that does it at the undergraduate level. So what that means is if you come to St. Edward's and you are cast in a main stage show, you get to work alongside professional actors and stage managers who are also working in television and film. You get to know who they are, you get to see how they work. And while you're doing that, you get to earn points toward your membership in the union. Why is that important, you ask? Funny, I thought you might ask that question. That is important because if, for example, you're interested in going to Broadway and being a Broadway star, if you have an equity card, you have to be seen for an audition on Broadway, which is to say that you don't have to stand in line for 14 or 15 hours in the rain in New York and the cold in January to be seen by a casting director or director. You have to be able to get into the room. You won't miss that opportunity. So let's see if I'm missing anything. No, I think that's good. And also, if you're an equity member, that also makes it easier for you to join other sister unions like SAG-AFTRA, which is the Screen Actors Guild and American Federation of Radio and Television Artists. So you can cross-pollinate. It's a whole lot easier to get your SAG-AFTRA card if you have your equity card. So if you want to go to LA, it's also a leg up. And let me let you talk to somebody here who has who got her equity card and has been working on Broadway. Let's look at Sadie Alisa's
Hi,
video.
my name is Sadie. I graduated from St. Edward's University in 2014 and am working full-time as a Broadway production manager with Juniper Street Productions in New York City. Currently, I am the associate production manager of 3 running Broadway shows and 1 first national tour. Before I came to St. Edward's, I was living alone in a storage trailer in the middle of nowhere, supporting myself by working at the local dry cleaners, making a whopping $5.25 an hour. Growing up, it was clear from a very young age that no one in my family thought it was necessary for a young woman like me to go to college. All of my life, I was told that my goal in life was to find a man to take care of me. College was for men. There was no sense in me going, and there was no money for me to go, even if I wanted to try. I applied to college anyway, just in case everyone was wrong. Several months later, I got a call. I was working at the dry cleaners that day, standing in the back, watching the clothes on the rotating garment rack rotate when I got the call. On the other end of the line was a representative from St. Edward's University offering me the Holy Cross Scholarship. In that moment, my jaw hit the floor and my life trajectory completely changed. A few months later, I started my freshman year at St. Edward's, working toward a degree in theater management. Through working in the scene shop with Joe Carpenter, learning from Elliot Haynes at the sound console, and crawling around the grid, hanging lights in the theater with Sadie Langenkamp, I learned the basics of mounting a production from the ground up. I was able to get hands-on experience with tools and materials that I would not have had access to without the theater, and I've carried those skills with me into my professional career. A significant part of my job as a Broadway production manager is determining the technical needs of a production, budgeting those physical production aspects, and coordinating the build of each facet to ensure that the artistic needs of the creative team are met. The foundation of those skills begin in the lighting, sound, and scene shop at St. Edward's University. Through working with Kathryn Eader in the lighting design studio, TC and Michelle in the costume shop, and through attending production meetings with professional designers, I was given an unparalleled design foundation that allowed me to empathize with and more fully understand my design counterparts. While my career today is definitely more geared toward management, understanding the desires of the creative team is integral to success. Through working with Bill McMillan in stage management classes and as his assistant stage manager on productions at the Mary Moody Northen Theater, I learned how to lead with firm grace, not sweat the small stuff, and combat crisis with calm. I am especially thankful for the Actors Equity Program at the Mary Moody. There is an immense amount of nonverbal experience received from working around professionals in the field in a collegiate environment. Due to the equity program, I was given the opportunity to begin networking in the professional community, learn from those who have forged the path ahead of me, and I was able to begin dipping my toes into the union contract world. In Bill's class, we would comb through each phrase of the Actors Equity Contract and break down what each clause meant and how that clause related to scheduling, working conditions, pay, all of which are under management's purview. Now, as a Broadway production manager, I am in a constant state of wading through union contracts, as a significant portion of my job is ensuring that our practices align with the union requirements on any given project. Finally, through my theater management classes and working as a stage manager and box office manager under Michelle Polgar, I learned the most important key to success is people. Your most important asset is people. Your most important resource is people. There is no industry in the world that is successful without people, especially now. When the dust settles after this pandemic, whenever that may be, there will be people picking up the pieces, dusting them off, and reigniting the light for the future. As I think about what commercial Broadway will look like after the pandemic, I keep finding myself wishing that we had people like Michelle, Bill, Joe, Sadie, Kathryn, Elliot, Michelle Heath, and TC here in New York to help us get back on our feet. I think it's safe to say that without the theater department at St. Edward's University, I wouldn't be where I am, or who I am for that matter today. There are so many people there who care so deeply about their students and the learning process. And I'm incredibly grateful that I had the opportunity to learn from them. And I hope that moving forward, tons of other students like me will have that.
Oh, that was so lovely seeing Sadie.
I
I'm
know.
sorry that she didn't get to finish her last sentence. Hi, everybody. It's Sheila Gordon. I'm, again, the head of the BFA acting program. I wanted to give you some specifics about that degree and talk a little bit about the core of our degree plans. Everybody does the same core, basically. Those are courses to help our students understand all the aspects of producing theater. The core allows students an opportunity to maybe discover a passion in an area they might not have known existed. And a lot of our acting students indeed do that. There are many of our BFA acting students who are passionate about lighting design or scenic design or costume and makeup, sound design. The students who are more acting, for the students who are more acting focused, it offers them an opportunity to find a secondary area of interest and specialization. I would say interest, not everybody specializes into different places, but they can study alongside acting. And the core is a total of 25 credit hours for the BFA and 28 hours for the BA. So with the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting, everybody starts out as a BA theater major. You audition into the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting in the middle of your second semester as a freshman. That is a comprehensive program designed to prepare our acting students to work within the industry as actors. So it's very heavily focused on in performance and voice and movement. Students, like I said, audition in their second semester of freshman year, and you know within a week whether you're accepted or not. And we do that. We kind of design it this way so that all the students can meet one another in their first semester. And so you're studying with design students and stage management students, and everybody's kind of getting to know one another. So we don't have this kind of separated program where we're actors over here or we're designers over here. We try to really instill that appreciation of one another's crafts very early on. So also we do that in order to allow freshmen to become settled in campus life and in your studies, and in order to create a collaborative atmosphere. And students who are admitted into the competitive program of the BFA will receive advanced training in the process of acting, dialects, Shakespeare, movement, acting for the camera, and professional development. And we're pretty, we're also unique wherein you get 2 full semesters of acting for the camera in our program. Upon the culmination of your studies, you participate in a professional showcase of your work. And this also involves, in the BFA acting program, you will also do a group devised piece. The showcase of your work is for an audience of industry professionals such as agents and casting directors. And students, of course, we've talked about equity. BFA students are also eligible to participate in the Equity Membership Candidacy Program. And a lot of our students actually have the potential, they have enough points in that program to join upon graduation. Some students decide not to join right away. They wait a couple of years, and everybody's different. So it just depends upon where you're going, where you're going to stay, where you're going, or if you're going to stay in Austin. BFA students are also required to attend professional workshops with a variety of guest artists. And some of these guest artists are alums, and some of them are professionals out in the field. And some of them are both alums who are professionals out in the field who come back and share their knowledge with present students. We've got an exhaustive list of graduates of our program who are working in the industry. And I just want to talk about a few. There's a couple of headshots up there. Ravi Atal is regularly working in film and television. He's represented by one of the top boutique agencies in LA, the Gersh Agency. And he's known for Red 11, Hellfest, and Messiah. Austin Emilio is best known for his role as Dwight in season 6 of The Walking Dead, but he's also worked regularly in film and television since 2010. He's represented by United Talent Agency in LA. Lindsley Howard works regularly in film and stage and is featured in the upcoming television comedy Alex is Black. Anna Vanston works regularly in LA in film and television, represented by Central Artists in LA and the Collier Agency in Austin. She's known for Everybody Wants Some, Laugh Mob's Laugh Tracks, Polaris Primetime, and She's Perfect, but... And we've got Jared King. He is a film and stage actor living and working in Chicago. His representation is Shirley Hamilton, the agency, and Collier Talent Agency. So some people who leave Austin are still represented by talent agencies in Austin, so they can audition in both places. Jared's known for his roles in The Next Kill, Home State, Lumberjack Man, Chicago Shakespeare, Chicago PD. And we also have Aaron Alexander. He was a stunt performer in Captain Marvel, The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., A Life Spent, A Life Earned, The Real Deal, Inhumans. I'm trying to read this, sorry. It's like a difficult font, so forgive me. Those Who Would Destroy Us, Divide and Conquer, Something Inhuman This Way Comes. The gentleman's name is Gorgon, and finally, Black Bolt. We're going to hear a little bit from Aaron Alexander right now.
What's going on, Hilltoppers? My name is Aaron Alexander, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my experience with St. Edward's University. I first chose to attend St. Edward's University mainly because I went to a very small private high school, and I came to find that St. Edward's had that perfect mixture of not too big, not too small. That way, when I went into my collegiate career, I wouldn't come out just ending up being a number. Most importantly, I fell in love with the people at St. Edward's University. The faculty, the staff, even my fellow students, they helped me in a way that I didn't even think was possible. And most of them I still hold near and dear to my heart to this day. I majored in theater arts and with acting emphasis, and that was my career path that I wanted to take since I was 3. And luckily, I am still on that path right now. And thanks to the training that I received at St. Edward's University, I I have so many tools that I can use that I didn't even think I was gonna need. Everything from costume and makeup to set building to lighting design to stage management, and especially the acting, because working in the TV and film industry is no joke. And sometimes you gotta help out where you need to help out. And so with that, all my love to St. Edward's University staff, faculty, and to all of you who are possibly incoming. Hilltoppers.
I love it.
So much fun. So much fun. Hey guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about the BA general degree, the general studies degree, which is becoming an emerging forms degree, which is kind of exciting. So this is where a lot of our directors and designers and dramaturgs go. Also people who are interested in like video games, but don't want to be a video game major because they still want to have a foot in the theater world. Super, super exciting about the new forms that are coming. And also already what we've learned in this time of COVID and how to have sort of alternative ways of presenting theatrical work while you're still staying safe and socially distanced. So we're super excited to see how that develops over time. Side note and fun fact, you saw Robbie Attal in that list of theater alums. If you're watching The Haunting of Bly Manor, yeah, he's in that too, not too shabby. So some of our general theater alums have gone on to a lot of different work. We've had people working in house management and in production management and producing. Jacqueline Flores is now working for Woolly Mammoth Theater, but she's also been with Americans for the Arts and the Public Theater since she left us. And you're gonna hear a little bit from Leah Harris right now.
Hi everyone, my name is Leah Harris. I am a very proud 2014 graduate of St. Edward's University. I have been working in the American Regional Theater ever since I've graduated, and I think the one thing that is super important and that I'm super thankful for in my education at St. Ed's is that I was allowed to be more than one kind of artist. I didn't ever feel like my education was put in a box. I was able to explore the administration side and the management side and the design side and the backstage side. I was able to do literally everything while I was there, and that's part of the education. And that kind of environment is nurtured and it's supported and it's celebrated. And I think that that's really important because as I now see people, you know, coming out of undergrad programs, and entering the field, I really appreciate young artists that have just a broader perspective on the art and a broader perspective just on the world. I think that, you know, part of going to St. Ed's is that you're getting that liberal arts education and it's causing you and asking you to think bigger. And I think that as theater artists, we have that innately. And it's really nurtured there at St. Ed's. And also, if you want a community of people behind you for when you leave St. Ed's, that's going to support you and celebrate you and champion you, then that journey definitely starts at St. Ed's. So yeah, I'm super thankful to be a part of this video.
So you can see from Leah's statement too, that one of the big things and one of the reasons I love this program so much is because when you come into St. Edward's, you learn all of it, right? So it's not just about being a designer or an actor, and you get to do those things and do them in depth and do them with incredible creativity and spark and flair. But at the same time, you also understand all of the different pieces that go into creating a piece of work and understand and then appreciate all of your colleagues and the work that they do. And it also means that when you walk out the door, you are incredibly employable, no matter what's happening, pandemic or not, theater or not, television or not. You have all of those skills at your disposal and they translate from one area to the next. I'm going to talk a little bit now, just really quickly, about the theater management track. And you met Sadie Alisa earlier, who was a stage manager and theater management student and box office manager when she was here, but also she ended up working in Broadway as a production manager and with one of the greatest Broadway houses in the country and ran the national tour for Dear Evan Hansen. So pretty exciting stuff. Other successful alumni include Bill McMillan, who was actually the first arts administration graduate from St. Edward's University and is here working with us, teaching theater management. He has been a liaison for Actors Equity Association and on Equity Association boards. He's been part of the negotiating process with URTA and Actors Equity as they developed that contract and shared those skills with us. He's a Tony voter, all sorts of cool things. One other note about the stage management piece, which I neglected to mention earlier, that we have a lot of actors who are working on getting their points. And sometimes if they don't get into a main stage show as an actor, or if they're just interested in stage management, they can be a stage manager on a main stage show and get additional points that way, which is how one of our particularly well-known alums, Tyler Mount, who you might have heard of and you'll see his picture soon, got his equity card, right, Kathryn?
Yeah.
And I think we've got some more videos to take a look at.
Hi, my name is Aly Whitaker. I am a rising senior at St. Edward's University, and my major is in theater. I'm a lighting designer, and originally when I came to St. Edward's, I was a forensic science major, but fortunately I found my way back to theater. However, I had no idea what I wanted to do and was so lost, had no idea about all the different areas of theater, but I couldn't be more grateful with how this program is shaped, because I got to learn about so many different aspects, and that's how I found out that I really loved lighting and that that's what I wanted to do as a career. And it's just been such a lovely experience getting to interact with all these different students and professors who just encourage you and push you to be the person that you want to be. And I am honestly so happy with the person I've become, and I owe a lot of that to the experiences that I've had at the Mary Moody Northen Theater, and just everything that's happened to me along the way has been a gift. And I'm sad that it's almost over, but I couldn't be happier with all the things that I've experienced and learned.
Oh, that one. I'm getting a little teary-eyed because she's leaving us soon. We're at fun fact about that one. We're putting together a production outside, and we have built a theater outside, which I think you're going to see a photo of later on. And she is the lighting designer for the show. We're going to tech that tonight. Anyway, I am going to give you a brief overview. That was our lovely Aly Whitaker, who is one of our design tech students, the emphasis track, to talk to you a little bit about that. So the way it is structured is that when you first come in, and this happens part of the core, as Sheila already talked to you guys about, but everyone gets a basic understanding of scenery, costume, hair, makeup, lighting, and sound. And then as you move up and you start to be able to specialize in a certain area, so you can pick whether you want to specialize in lighting or scenery, or you can do more than two if you want to. And the whole goal when you're doing all this is that you are working in the lab, the Mary Moody Northen Theater, and you are working on the productions, and you'll start off as being a spot operator or being a run crew person or a board operator, and then you will slowly move up. And when you're doing that, you're working alongside the professionals in the field who are going to mentor you, so you become better in your area. And then the goal is your senior year, you will be realizing your own design, or you will be realizing you'll be a technical director for a production, or you will be a projection designer. Words do not work well for me. That's why I'm a designer. So the two images just went by. The first one is our students working back. Okay, we'll do that one. This is our students who got the lovely opportunity of working at what is with Cirque du Soleil as an internship. We did a whole week internship. They got to help them load in, and they got to shadow them when they got to during the performances, and in all areas. And that was brought to us because one of our alumni was the assistant wardrobe person for them, and she got that job right after she graduated from St. Ed's. Of course, it's no longer, as they went bankrupt, but it was still an amazing experience. And one of the alumni in that photo at the bottom right-hand corner, when she graduated, also got a job right out of the bat with them, or right out of the gate. That would be the right way of putting it, right? The other thing that we do is that we give our students a lot of experiential learning opportunities here in the Austin area. We have a lot of little internships with our professional companies, Ballet Austin, Austin Opera, Zach Theater, the Zilker Hillside Theater. And then what the other photo you're seeing right there is our USITT, which is, we have a student chapter for a national organization, United States Institute for Theater Technology. And that is just a wonderful organization that helps support professional development opportunities for our students. And we have two seminars we get to attend. One is the Southwest Regional, and then one is the national conference that we do every year, except this past year because COVID took that away from us. We're not bitter, we're fine. But these conference offers our students the opportunity to showcase their work, win prizes. In fact, the student on the upper left-hand corner of that photo is showcasing off a design that presenting a design she did for Mary Moody Northen Theater that she actually won a prize for. But it's a great opportunity for them to network, to get their hands on the cool new toys that are out there, and to interview for jobs and for graduate schools if you're interested. So our graduates have gone on, they've gone into graduate programs, some really nice ones, Yale, Penn State, University of North Carolina, and then they've also gone on to work in amazing areas across the country. We've got, again, Ballet Austin, Santa Fe Opera, Glimmerglass Opera. I might have a connection with opera if you hear that a lot. Princess Cruise Lines. We even had one work of the Golden Globes. So basically, the skill sets here in the design tech area are so transferable in many areas once we are able to start gathering again. You can go into the amusement parks, they can go into film and TV, architectural lighting, interior design, museum design, window design. And in fact, we actually have our students will do some window design in this area. Okay, but let's move on and talk about other things besides the design tech area, which is my favorite. Okay, we also offer two minors. We have the theater minor, which well, let me be honest. A lot of the kids who do the theater minor because their parents want them to get a business degree, but they still don't, they want to stay in the foot in the theater door. So they come over here and still do that. It's true. And then we also have our music theater minor, which is a strong complement to the BFA acting program. And many of the students who are in that program will also pursue the BFA minor or the music theater minor. And it's not uncommon to find kids who are not in the acting program in the music theater minor, because we all really enjoy that. And the final of the minor, just so you know, because it's one of my favorite events here on the campus, is that we do this wonderful production. It's a collaboration between the music theater minor students, the management students, and the design students. And now we're going to have a couple of the design tech kids talk to you, or one of the former design techs.
Hi there, I'm Hailey Strader, and I'm a recent set design graduate from St. Edward's University, and I have nothing but absolutely wonderful things to say about the theater department here. I could go on and on about how great the courses are and how much I love small class sizes because your professors actually see you and know your work. But regardless, the professors are the people that make this department so great because they see your work, they see you every day, and they truly care about you and want to see you succeed, but also want to actively hire you in the Austin community. So by the time I graduated, I had all of these credits from working at different theaters around town that I don't think I would have had if I went to any other university. Honestly, there's something about a small liberal arts community that really pushes you out into the world. And so by the time I graduated, I had all these credits. I was able to paint at Zilker Hillside Theater, and I interned with Karen Manez, who's this wonderful scenic painter at UT. And I even got the opportunity to design a main stage show at Mary Moody Northen Theater, which was an insane experience. And so, yeah, because of the connections that I made here, I was able to really jump into the community as a professional. So I graduated, and I immediately had a design lined up that I worked on that was actually a connection from an alum from St. Ed's, who's one of my very dear friends now. And so I was able to work there, design and paint there. I got hired to paint at St. Ed's again for one of their shows. I got the opportunity to paint at the Aly Theater, and I even was hired as the charge artist for Zilker Theater's next show. So all of this is to say, theater department at St. Ed's is wonderful, and I love it so much. And they really build you up to start in the real professional world. They want to see you succeed. And if you want to, you will succeed because they give you every opportunity they possibly can. So I love St. Ed's. Toppers up. You should come here. Bye. Thanks.
Or maybe you've seen this guy around. It's our famous Tyler Mountain, who's won couple of Tony Awards recently. He's the youngest producing. Someone help me with this one. He's the youngest Tony Award winner in producing, correct?
Producing, yeah. And he's up for 2 Tony nominations right now too. He's just got nominated for 2 more shows.
What's that?
And he's won a couple of Olivier's too. You can look that up. And that's his friend Gloria Stefan with him in the bottom.
That's a little friend.
Little side note on Hailey before we get too far away from her is, in addition to all of the other amazing scenic art she was doing, she's also a brilliant graphic designer and is currently working in animation. Another like fabulous job, including working for Richard Linklater, that she received through connections that she made while she was here at St. Edward's, and one Kingsley Haynes, who is helping us with this video. Hey, thanks, Elliot. So you may ask, what's the best way for you to figure out if this is the right place for you? And the answer is come see us. And the beautiful thing about COVID, because there are a couple of good things, is you can come see us from the comfort of your own home right now. Which is not to say that you can't come to campus. Daniela, we are doing some limited on-campus tours. And we are also, as Kathryn alluded to, about to open a 10-minute play festival that we're doing as a drive-in theater outside. We've built our own stage. We have people driving up in cars that are going to hear all 11 plays in this play festival through the lovely dulcet sounds of their FM radio. So we're doing those kind of things, and those are opportunities for you. But in February, we have a whole week where you have an opportunity to come and drop in on classes and see a main stage show. That main stage show in February is actually a play that we're commissioning. It's a brand new play that we're working on and developing with playwright Tlaloc Rivas. Tlaloc is one of the founders of the Latino Theater Commons, worked with Louis Valdez, and just an incredible talent and wonderful human being with great stories to share. He's adapting Frederick Duramont's The Visit to a Texas town, and the play's called Maypearl, and that's happening in February and is part of Scholarship Week. You'll have a chance to meet other students, to talk to some of these alumni and other alumni who are around, and just to spend some time with us and see if it's the right fit. You'll also get to take some workshops with these lovely ladies that you've met today, and just see how they talk and how you learn and if it's the place that you want to be. We think it is. We'd love to have you come visit us.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to add to that, for any student who is interested in Scholarship Audition Weekend, how to receive an invitation to that. First of all, you do have to apply to St. Edward's University for the fall semester, whether you're an incoming transfer student or an incoming freshman. And then once you are admitted to the university, you should be receiving an invitation. If you do decide to select theater as your interested major, to be invited to this wonderful opportunity. And we see lots of great students come in, interact with our faculty members. But as Michelle mentioned, it is really an opportunity for you to try us on as a university, as a program, and to see if we're the right fit for you. So I definitely encourage you to submit an application. It is still free up till December 1st. So that gives you plenty of time to submit an application, get your stuff ready. And also, if you want more information about the program or details about the program, you can check us out on our website, stedwards.edu, and then you can just type in Scholarship Audition Weekend in the search box. So thank you.
So do you guys have any questions for us that we can answer for you?
Yeah, so we'll open it up for questions. And as I mentioned, there is a Q&A box at the bottom. So you can feel free to type in your questions and we can go ahead and get started in answering that. Don't be shy. We clearly, we're all friendly and we are all here to answer questions. Anything specific about the programs, any different things that you have interest in, we are happy to answer that. Okay, we have one question. So it's actually a non-theater question. How big of a role does religion play at St. Ed's? That's a great question. So that's a very common question that we get oftentimes because we are a Catholic-based university. And just to keep in mind, even though we are Catholic-based, we do not require students to be Catholic to attend the university nor to practice. There is only one real religious requirement that we have for our students, and that is to take a religious course in any topic of interest that we do offer. So you can see courses in world religions. We do have classes on Catholicism. We do have classes on different types of religions, about just to give you a fun fact, about 49 different faith traditions are represented on our campus. So we are a very inclusive campus. And just to give you an idea of how we really incorporate our Catholic faith is that we are here to support a religiously and culturally diverse student body. And it's really just the mission behind everything that we do here is to provide a well-rounded education so we can both educate both your mind and the heart. And you'll see that definitely in the core of the theater program, if anyone wants to add to that.
Oh, yeah, I would add to that. It was one of my first questions when I interviewed here, actually. So yeah, because I wanted to know. And I have to say that I feel so much more comfortable being who I am. I won't go into all my personal, I'm not, I'm not deeply religious. I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I'm respectful. But I feel so much more comfortable on this campus than I did at my last university that was a state university. So that just gives you an idea. I also feel like there's just an incredibly diverse representation of faiths and viewpoints. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for adding that, Sheila. So we have another question. How will Scholarship Audition Weekend work, or Scholarship Audition Week work with pandemic precautions? Michelle, do you want to add to that, or Kathryn, anyone?
Kathryn, you want to tag team on this? So Scholarship Audition Weekend, the scholarship portion of it is like there's an audition that you will submit. Typically that audition has happened in person. That audition is now online. So you will upload your video audition. The upside is you get to do it as many times as you like and make it just perfect and then upload that one. So that takes some of the pressure off. You'll still have an interview with us. We want to get to know you and we want to talk to you a little bit about, who you are and why you're interested in St. Edward's and what you love about theater and sort of what your goals are for yourself, just to get to know you a little bit. But you'll also have workshops with faculty members that you need to attend to be part of the whole program. But that's the audition part itself. Kathryn, you want to talk about anything else?
I was just going to say, stress, that's all going to be virtual. Like none of this is going to be in person. So if you can get a chance to come see us and feel comfortable with that, we would enjoy to have you. But for the Scholarship Audition Week, then it's really going to be, it's all virtual. So it's going to be very, very safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will add to that, it's just going to be a more flexible opportunity for you as a student to really take advantage of this great resource and to get to interact more on a more flexible schedule more than anything. So thank you for answering that. So we have another question. What is the biggest mistake an actor can make during the Scholarship Audition Week and or auditioning for the BFA program?
That's such a great question. And I think hands down, the biggest mistake that an actor can make in either case, whether it's Scholarship Audition Weekend or the BFA program, is not being a team player and kind of, exhibiting real diva kind of behavior, diva or divo. And we look for people who are talented, smart, and just passionate about learning. And we want people who are team players. So that I would just hands down say that that's the biggest mistake, is if you're smack talking other people or, just not showing up or not participating in the workshops. Yeah.
Well, I would say.
I'm going to go one step above that and say the biggest mistake is not doing it. The biggest mistake is thinking I can't do it or I might not get and not participating, because you have literally nothing to lose. If you don't have it in your hand, it doesn't exist. Go for it. And my biggest note is just do it and it's going to be okay. Just come play with us.
And your audition can be an audition for acting, or it can be showing your design tech stuff or just management stuff. We'll take anything. I mean, we'll look at anything.
So also, part of it is the interview process, and I really appreciate that. It's being an actor, right? I really appreciate that it's not just, you come in the room and you do your pieces, you do your monologues and thank you very much. And you walk out either feeling like you did great, or you feel like, oh, I could have done that better, or you just feel like you bombed or something. It's actually as much or more about the conversation that we have between those who are present for your audition or your portfolio presentation. It's as much about that conversation as anything else, because we like to find out how you think and how you are and who you are, and vice versa. We want you to know who we are, because we want this to be a good fit.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So we do have another question. What is a common trend you see in your successful graduates that you look for in incoming freshmen?
I have an answer for that off the
Right.
bat. We were really looking for someone who had the courage to try things, courage to take risks, which is part of the mission statement of the university, by the way.
Yeah. Anyone
Yeah.
else?
No, I think that's great. And quite a few of the people that we mentioned, and some, not all, some of the people whose videos you saw, they realized halfway through that they wanted to shift their focus, either from BFA to general or to design, or do like Tyler, just realized that, he really wanted, he was in the BFA track, but he really wanted to get everything he could out of stage management so he could just be in the productions and have that side of it. And he wanted that equity card. He knew what he wanted. So I think it's a program that allows people to step up and say, I think I want this. I thought I wanted that, but now I think I want this. Don't be afraid to do that. And many of the folks that you saw and that we talked about stayed straight through the whole way in their area of focus, but they were able to also develop themselves in other ways.
I'll add one more piece, which is I think that also interested in people who are interested in lifting up their colleagues. It's a collaborative art form, right? So we're looking for people who want to participate collectively and collaboratively, proactively in the creation of work and in the creation of community. Like, we want people who want to be here and want to learn and want to play. That's a big piece of it.
Community is a very big word for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think just for the theater program, but I think for our entire campus, absolutely. You'll definitely see that as a trend. So thank you for answering that. We do have another question. How much time do you spend studying Shakespeare for the BFA acting program?
Ooh, I love that question. A lot. Well, I'm trying to think. Okay. It's half a semester in Voice 1 and another full semester in Voice 2 and half a semester in Performance 3. So you're getting a lot of classical work, as well as Greek and Moliere, and but a lot of focus on Shakespeare, simply because I think it's just such a wonderful vehicle to release the voice and for young actors to step into amazing roles that stretch them. And it's just so much fun too. And I take pride in really helping students who come to the table afraid of Shakespeare or not sure. So everybody leaves my classes loving Shakespeare.
I guess there's another question that kind of maybe ties into that, asking, do you mainly do modern or classical plays?
We do a mix.
Yeah, well done, ladies.
Yes, we do all the things. In fact, you were asked about Shakespeare and I laughed because we just sent out an audition notice for 12th Night, which is our April show this year. And we try to do a Shakespeare at least every other year, but there's usually something classical in the mix or something that is part of like the canon. And it's interesting, we're exploring what the canon means and how we can expand that thought too. Already this semester, we produced 3 shows. We're about to put on 11 10-minute plays, and we're commissioning a new work. So there's plenty of opportunity to get involved in lots of different kinds of theatrical storytelling. The 3 plays that we did in our Out of the Box series, one was an adaptation of Sophocles' Electra called Electricidad. One was a brand new like hip hop verse play. One was a more sort of streamlined but adaptation of a 1921 drama, the very first robot play called Gizmo. And then I talked a little bit about May Pearl, and we've also got, we're hoping to bring Pippin back. It was on the list when, in the before times, we like to call it. And we were 2 weeks into rehearsal and we had to shut everything down. And so it's sitting there waiting to be resuscitated. But we try to make sure that, especially while you're here over the 4 years, you get a broad smattering of a lot of different kinds of work so that you're marketable, but also just so you have that sort of experience in your body and that theatrical sort of breadth and depth of knowledge before you leave the building.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer to that question. So we do have 2 more questions and we're almost out of time. So I think these will be the last 2. So the first question is, do you cast professional actors first or student actors first in your main shows?
That's a good question.
Student actors first. The professional roles will fill roles, but not leads. Yeah.
Excellent. And then the second question, I have 2 of the same question here. So do you typically do 1 musical a year, or how many musicals do you usually do per season?
We typically do 1 a year. Our test right now is COVID, right? Because the challenges of what that is. But yes, we typically do 1 a year. We have in the 14 years that I've been here.
But then there's also the musical theater showcase.
Yep.
So, and that is part of the curriculum for the musical theater minor. And that used to happen every other year, but last couple of years it's been happening.
Yeah. We have too many minors, so we have to do it every year now.
Right. It's so much fun, guys. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun.
Love it. Love it.
And we even, one year, we had a musical 10-minute play.
Yep.
It was not 10 minutes, by the way.
But in the 10-minute play festival, right? Yeah,
we also have a student theater group, Transit Theater Troupe, which does their own work and does a 10-minute play festival of their own and a 24-hour play festival where everybody gets together and they write and put up a show over a weekend. There is so much opportunity on campus to do all sorts of things. There's an improv group. There's a group that gets together and goes to see work in town. There's so much going on. You can be as busy as you want to be. Yeah, come play.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for the information. It looks like we're about out of time. Does anyone want to add any last remarks before we sign off?
I want to add one quick thing, because I don't know if we stress this with you guys or not. In order for us to give you talent scholarships, you need to participate in the Scholarship Audition Weekend or week. So please, you should definitely do that.
Yes, and just to give you a little bit more information on that, registration will begin on December 2nd. So if you haven't already applied for university admission, definitely go and do so right now so we can review your application before December 2nd so you can receive that invitation when it does come out. We hope that with it being a virtual event, this will give you a lot more access to be able to participate. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Like I mentioned, all of that information is on the website, and you guys are welcome to reach out at any point. We are happy to answer any questions along the way, and we hope to see you in February. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming.